All right. Next topic. So we got two options. I like what you said earlier because I had something I want to say. I can't remember. But anyway, but like, why is Ratchet stuff the most prominent on the internet and not like the positive stuff that's going on? Like, why do we talk about somebody like, why is World Star Hip Hop so popular instead of so many people going to college and graduating? And, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is the Ratchet stuff so popular?
Can you define Ratchet first?
You know Ratchet.
You ain't got to.
No, everyone has different definitions.
How do you define it?
Define Ratchet. You define Ratchet for us then, because we on the same term of Ratchet. Hey, this is 3 men talk. We on the same term.
We know what it is. Question, so you give the answer.
Give us a
No, why would I give the answer?
Because we're all the same
I'm
page.
asking the question.
We're all the same.
Well, I
page.
want to know. Okay, so where your Ratchet at?
Yeah, what's your definition?
What's your Ratchet?
It's way more than ghetto. Like, that's what Ratchet is.
No, there's no such thing as the term ghetto.
I don't want to throw no names out. I don't want to dime people out on.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to understand where you guys are coming from. What is Ratchet? Because I feel like there is no concrete definition. Everyone has their own different definition of
There
Ratchet.
may not be a concrete definition. There's an urban dictionary, but
There's a basis. There's a
yeah.
function
Pull up the
like
urban
illegal.
dictionary right now. Let's see what they say Ratchet is.
No, in your terms, what do you believe Ratchet to be?
yeah, really.
Yeah, seriously.
We just want to know.
Because we're going to talk shit either way.
Yeah, that's right.
Just let it happen.
Ratchet to me might be just illustration of someone's thought. You know what I'm saying?
It depends on how they dress. Like, very really clothing.
So
Like,
it could be a model.
Everything out. Like, every day it's raining outside and you still want to wear a bathing suit.
How about this? So that we all know. How about you name someone that is a celebrity that you believe is Ratchet? So that we can. Come on, give us one that we can be like, oh, okay, so. Yeah, okay. Right? That's that bullshit.
Not right.
Okay, whatever.
Come on.
We're going to go with Cardi B.
Ooh!
Just because I already knew he was going to.
I wasn't going to say it.
Oh, well.
You like Cardi B. That's fine.
I don't listen to her particularly. I know one song, and I don't even
What's
know
her song?
Bodak something.
See, but you know what?
I don't know. I have to hear it.
Now, okay,
my wife is low key becoming Ratchet because of that shit right there. I love you, boo.
Or she might be succumbing to a public opinion. She might be.
Oh man.
She ain't Ratchet.
She trying to get there.
She might be succumbing to public opinion. Like right now, most of the shit that we're interested in is like the shit that National Enquirer was doing every day. Like, we used to knock off as bullshit. But now that's like the main thing. Like on talk radio, it's nothing but like rumors and the interesting dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not even really fueling no thought in our community. You know what I'm saying? Well, and that's just my perspective. I think we should fuel thought in our community because I think we're going wrong trying to emulate the thought of others. You know, like it's cool to be dumb.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. That's the whole. That's why this shit is up, because it's kind of. It's one of those situations where it goes. I think I think everybody's looking for a laugh, and then it's creating this viral trend of just ignorance, basically. Like, oh yeah, okay, so it's cool for us to act ignorant as hell. Like, for example, you know, back before when it's the same thing like before when lyrical rap was out. Lyrical rap was out and in demand, and everybody was rapping, putting out songs that kind of like storytelling through lyrics. And nowadays,
say what you're really saying. Come on,
no,
you're already there.
And nowadays, you have this.
On your shoulder, I can tell you. You're saying more positive messages was being through the music,
yeah,
which is also showing an amount of time where crime was decreasing in our community. But on the flip side, it happened.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this too. You can still find that music. You just gotta look for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a brother I love called Odyssey. If ain't nobody heard of him yet, check him out. He's been putting out stuff. He travels all around the world, but you'll never hear him on the radio because some of his albums he don't even cuss. And it's just it's good, man.
I don't want you niggas reading.
he'll put out albums.
You know what a book.
Right. He'll put out albums that just tracks. You know what I'm saying? It's just the music, the love of it, the love of hip hop. Anyway, but you're right.
Yeah.
But you won't hear him on the radio.
But that's that non-mainstream stuff because people
What?
that are being positive,
Come on, Jay.
people that are being
J.
positive,
Cole, I'm just saying.
Come on, Jay.
J.
Why
Cole.
you don't hear on the radio, Jay? Come on, J. Rock.
people that are being
Come on,
positive
brother. Why you don't hear on
Make
the
sure
radio?
you hear that.
are being
On the
pushed
radio.
to the side because they
What?
are not in demand.
Come
Because
on.
the culture and actually the paying customer wants
Come on. J. Rock.
J.
J.
wants
Rock.
that dumb shit.
They
What?
was paying for that. They was paying for that concert shit before.
They were.
But what happened, Jay? Come on, Jay. Tell the truth, Jay. Tell the truth. Devil's in the detail.
What really happened?
What really happened? You know what I'm saying?
This is don't fall prey to this. This is another rhetorical.
I know it is. Already.
You already just tell us.
That's why.
We need to do something to fill these prisons that we're building.
I already know where it's going.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, hey.
It's not gonna happen because if you push that positive note, we are trying to, and we are basically putting knowledge. We're spitting knowledge to the people that should not have
Preach.
that knowledge.
Mm.
And in reality, they want to keep the knowledge from you.
I agree. Yeah, man.
Why? Because the more knowledge that you have, the more power you may have
Yeah, man.
and utilize.
Yeah,
and
man.
then what brings power also brings monetary.
Yeah, man. You know, if it's not too many of us going through that court system will implode. If it ain't too many of us going, behind that wall, that will implode.
Hey, that
You
shit
know?
makes money, man.
Yeah, but it don't make money for us. It makes
No,
us misery.
it makes money.
Yeah,
It makes
sure
money,
does.
and that's in reality, you make money for them.
You know what, and truthfully, like, I have to play, the flip side of the game. It's like, I can't knock a man for him planning on winning. I can knock a man for not planning to win. A lot of us don't plan to win. We just want to exist. We just, what I'm saying? We just gotta plan to win. And I can't knock another man for planning to win. I can't knock another man for getting with his neighbors and putting together a plan to win. Like, it's the steps have already been there. Truth of the matter is that we've done these steps years ago, but it wasn't taught to the youth to carry on that belief that they can do it also. It was always exchanged for, you've always been subservient, which is not true. It's like, how can you save savages when these so-called savages had civilizations when you got there? They may not have done what you think they should have been doing, but they had systems already set up. That comes about when a man doesn't respect another man's situation, and that's going to be the case. I'm not tripping about that, but we don't have to go along with the narrative that we're subservient, we're inferior, when everything around this world got our fingerprints on it.
They also change shit to make numbers. They'll change a rule or some kind of policy just to make their numbers.
Glad you said that. I watched a special on the West Indian cricket team. Great documentary. They were like the damn homecoming team in the world of cricket, until the brother who had knowledge of self, who understood the youth he was dealing with, he understood how to get to them. And they started whipping ass so bad they started changing the rules. You know what I'm saying? It's a great documentary. I don't remember the name, but it's about the West Indian cricket team. But again, you should expect that at this point. Like if everybody started doing different, you can't sit back and say the ones who've been benefiting off of your neglect won't adjust to your doing better. You gotta understand that's part of it. Well, I had to tell somebody. I said, nah, it wasn't nothing bad just happened in this election. y'all motherfuckers that did too much partying in 2008. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one stopped to think, what happened to the Tea Party? Woke up one day, they in the motherfucking White House.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They stopped talking and got to work. I can't knock them for that. You can't knock a person for going after the goal that they seek. You know, we just gotta stop being so docile and thinking that, you know, Lord is gonna come and make things better for us when He's giving us signs every day we can make things better for ourselves. You know, believe in yourself. You know.
What you got?
I'm taking in everything that he just said. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
invest in yourself, man. Invest in yourself.
So
Invest
just
in
give
yourself.
us your points on why is the Ratchet's in and the actually the trying to be smart or educated, and you know, some of the focus is not pushed on the education, or even to say like the people that are trying to help others succeed.
I just feel like people in today's society are just trying to get everything done quickly. So whatever's gonna get a quick hit and more likes, that's what they're trying to get. Because
Right.
that's the most attention you're gonna get.
Self-gratification.
Instead of building and like, you know, creating these relationships with your audience or friends, family, whatever, throughout the period of time. They just want, okay, so this person saw us today, like 1,000 people seen it today, that's good
Right.
enough.
I should go get ass shots and shit today.
That's
I can
good
get
enough.
1 million followers tomorrow. Not thinking 30 years from now how these big lumpy shits gonna look on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's about what's happening today. What's gonna make me shine right now, today, at this moment.
Right.
I just,
That's real.
you know what I look at it. I look at this there, and I'm not knocking everybody. I'm not knocking all like the celebrities out there that are positively helping others and whatever. But there are even for the men celebrities being the ratchet, what I would call even as a ratchet male celebrities who are basically funding this stupidity. Kind of like, what I mean by that is like old girl that said, "How about that?" And she's on a video, on a music video, and then everyone is basically trying to get her, like putting it on t-shirts, trying to get her on their show, trying to do this with her, and not talking about like the young man, and forgive me that I don't have his name pulled up right now, but the young man who was 14 years old, because I don't know her name either, so I'm not even going to play it. Yeah, I'm not even going to play it in front like you know who she is. But see, if I mention like a 14-year-old kid who graduated from college, how come no one is giving him a shot to be on their record? You know, she can't rap, but she was on there doing a hook. She couldn't rap for shit. She can't, but she was on there doing a hook. He may not be able to rap, but he could be on there doing a hook because of what? And it may not be like something all extra hood or ghetto or ratchet as hell or anything like that. It could just be a regular song where he could get noticed 10 times more than from what he just done. Like what he just did for being 14 years old, graduating from college. Like, it's not on the news. It's not on. The only reason why I saw it was because I was going through my Facebook feed. And I came across it, but it was it was one of those personal videos that was shared, and everybody's like, why is this not being showed? It's not on the news. It's just one of those, oh hey, this kid graduated from college, so what? Oh, but on the news, Dr. Phil. You know, it's like, really?
Right.
So y'all think that shit's news, but not people that are making something that could be the next something in life? I just hope that I feel sorry for my own kids because they have to grow up in the day and age where there's others, and there's going to be more of the others like that they have to grow up with, rather than a bunch of people that, care. Because I'll tell you the truth, I was outside in my backyard putting my trash can in, and across from me there was some teenage boys having a party. And back in the day when you had a party, you played music, just regular music, and you let it play. And even if you had karaoke where you were singing to a song that everybody can understand the words or something. And I'm not knocking the music, because I know there's all different types of music. Like there's country, and then there's another type of country, and then there's rock, and then there's soft rock, and there's that and this and that, whatever. And then there's rap, and now there's this, there's rap, there's trap, there's, I don't even know what the hell to call the other gibberish shit, because I don't really listen to it, but mumble rap. But that's what they was doing. They was freestyling back there, but all of them, but every last one of them that jumped on the mic sounded like the last person that was on the mic. And I couldn't understand any of them, but all was just like, hey, dabba do, yeah. I'm like, God damn, nigga, come on, like, fuck.
He's speaking to his constituents.
They all was hyped up though, but I just feel sorry, because I'm like, they was hyped the fuck up, and I was like, damn, should I call the cops? Should I be that asshole neighbor that calls the cops and be like, I hate this music, turn that shit off, play some goddamn oldies or something, like, god damn.
Yeah, like my point is that like the Ratchet shit is addictive because it's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like it's addictive entertainment. Like the same reason people in England used to go to public hangings and public beheadings is the same reason motherfuckers watch and click on Ratchet shit.
But also, it's addictive. A lot of motherfuckers don't think for themselves.
That too. Yeah, and it's a group thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a group thing about it. You're right.
Like people don't understand. It's just me, in my perspective. It's like either you will wake up and listen to your higher self or your lower self. Your lower self likes the negative. The higher self focuses towards the lesser traveled path. And a lot of people don't tap into their spirituality. Like again, I'm gonna use my greatest example of life or how it should be led is watch Ghostbusters. You know what I'm saying? You gotta focus on like love and positivity, cure all the negativity. But the more you engage in the dumb shit, the more the power of the negativity grew.
Yeah.
But a lot of us not looking at that. We're not looking at the effect of like how that could affect our children.
This nigga could have used any other analogy.
I'm just saying, it's just
Ghostbusters.
You
caught that shit, though.
And the news Ghostbusters.
Yeah, right.
Because when I was watching the women's rugby match, it was terrible. I really
But she caught it.
I'm just saying. I'm
gonna die.
I feel like
I've already mentioned I'm a good tackler.
Also, like ratchet shit that people are gravitating to, they don't have too many Cosby shows to gravitate to.
That's true.
They don't have too many rock shows. What's the Hillman, Different World, stuff like that. It's like, where are those shows? Like, where are those shows? Yeah, I used to like the rock. Where are those shows that gave people examples of a life they didn't have?
It was I can't remember that show, but that was actually it was
Like Dynamite?
No. This was actually
Dynamite was the shit. The movie?
Ah, bet. What? You can go or come, either way.
Now there was like a little. It was even like a little. I really can't remember. I can't remember. It was a movie like a little kid. He always had his best friend, but his best friend was bad. His dad was a sheriff, and he used to tell him all the time, like, don't hang out with him because he's bad. And he used to he rode his. I know other people know what I'm talking about, but he rode his bike on the sidewalk. His dad was like, somebody turned him in to his dad, and he was like, That's fine. My dad's the sheriff, so his dad punished him and threw away his bike and shit. Like, it was legit, but it was
good.
like it's a good storyline because at that point in time, it's like
Smart guy.
people.
Hang with Mr. Cooper.
No, it wasn't like a black show like that.
Oh, one of the blacks. Okay.
Yeah.
My bad. Go ahead.
But it was just the storyline was basically trying to teach you
What a black.
not to do. No, yeah.
It's a joke.
I know. The storyline was just to teach you not to do the bad shit. And it was the same thing. Like, Smart Guy talking about it, like, it was cool as fuck to be smart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, that's a show that's like, it's cool to be smart. And,
Family Matters.
yeah.
Where are those shows?
What
What
happened?
the fuck are those shows?
Have y'all seen Blackish? I never watched it yet.
Yes.
Is it good? You
It's
like?
good. It's a complete mixture of
It's cool.
being educated and black and
It's cool.
What's that mean?
It's cool.
okay. It's like
Give it to them. Come on. Let your NJ rock out.
basically it's the show is it talks about the different situations that black people go through
That are making.
in a society full of white people.
That are making at least 300,000 combined household.
Yes, but
Kids are not doing without. They have opinions and, you know, the two smallest children read books in the bed. I'm not knocking that, it's a good thing. But I saw a scene recently, yesterday I was actually watching it with my son, where the mother walked in, the kid was like, well, mother, we're outgrown that, blah, blah, blah. Mother got emotional. I'm like, that shit would never flew in my house. Never flew in my house. Like, that's one thing I do love about the reality of the Southern household that I grew up in. I grew up in two of them. My mother was very monotone, but when she went there, she went there. You know, if you meet her today, you would think there's no way this lady would go there. She gives off a great Christian vibe. You know, she is there, you know. But I've seen her punch my brother before. My auntie is the one that helped raise 10 of us. And she's the woman who I say, that's the exception to the rule that women can't raise boys. Because I've seen her raise them. Because she was psycho. But now I know why. With boys that testosterone, you have to deal with a certain way. Now, back to the show, Black is cool. Some of the storylines, they'll touch on, but they don't, it's like they're being very PC at times. They don't go there. You know what I'm saying? You might mention some shit, but it's not giving the perspective of the brothers and sisters who don't have a voice, who don't, you know, who like, I think it's a shame that I know people who work full-time jobs who have to get aid from government. It's sad to me, like, especially, like, that's another thing too. People, you know, want to rant and rave about the military, but they're not ranting and raving about the military having all the necessities that's needed to live and take care of their families. I know people who was in the military who got aid also. To me, that makes no fucking sense to me. You know, but the person who never even enlisted will have so much to say about, you know what I'm saying, like what's going on. And you've never had nobody, you never had a close-up view of somebody who's going through the trials and tribulation of going through what do you call it, Jay?
Hardship?
No, when you're shipping out. Deployment. A lot of people don't understand what goes on during the deployment in the family. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some crucial shit. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's like saying, hey, baby, I can't wait to see you. You know your mind's 50-50. Is my shit together? Who's gonna help with these kids?
Yeah.
I might have to bring a family member in the house. I might have to do some other shit. And I don't give a fuck, you bring a family member in your household. You still don't know the dynamics of how it's gonna change within the household. Like no one examines that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the brothers and sisters come back who really be fucked up. You know? Like they don't speak about that. Like like, it's not funny, but it's sad when a brother comes back and realizes that his wife has squandered all his fucking hazard pay, all his pay, you know what I'm saying, doing some dumb shit. It goes down on that field when it's like.
It's even more worse when you come back.
Exactly.
Your wife is fucking with Jody boy. Over
That's
there.
what I'm saying. It's a lot of shit that goes down when they come back. It's not reported. It goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, hey, I'm happy to see you back. I know everything.
I know dude came back. All his shit was sitting outside in
That's
the
crazy.
rain, sitting in a puddle of
That's
rain.
crazy.
And his house was abandoned, and his bills was due. His truck was repoed.
Oh man.
That
No
shit
bills
crazy.
was getting
That's
paid.
Yeah.
Like no one focuses on that. Like nobody focuses on the fact that like people are not being taken care of like they should be who are ex-military. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's nothing but a damn propaganda game that's going on.
We don't even want to talk about the VA today, so.
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna speak about it. I wasn't even gonna do that. I got a cousin. He's married to my other cousin. You know what I'm saying? They're not cousin married, but I claim it was a cousin. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, good brother though. But like he got screwed over. You know what I'm saying? He got hit with mustard gas, and it's gonna affect him for the rest of his life. You know, that's some crazy shit. But nobody's focusing on that.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna wrap this show up.
Yeah.
This was a really good show. I think so. Marja, you got any final thoughts? When's the first Savannah Shamrocks game? Oh, we really want to come. I want to go.
Tailgate my ass right there.
I want to see all this shit you talking about.
Yeah, all this
Yeah.
shit.
I'm gonna invite y'all to
You know
every
what I'm
game, every game of the season. But no, season hasn't started yet. We have first practice August 15th for 15's fall season, so we don't have a schedule yet.
That's your question. You get flagrants in
Excuse me?
flagrant fouls?
What?
Like, can you like close on somebody and everything be cool?
Playing football?
I'm just asking. Can you do that?
No. Okay, so
I didn't know.
I mean, one thing though about rugby is that a lot of people they get what do you call it? They say that's more dangerous than football.
I don't agree, but go ahead.
It's actually more safe.
I agree with that. Go ahead.
Even though we don't have pads and stuff, because we have a lot of rules that are enforced to protect ourselves, like tackling.
Can you hit head up?
No,
Oh, okay.
you can't. Like you have to hit probably like from like your waist down.
In other words, you gotta grab them. You gotta.
You have to wrap them and go down with them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Protect them. I mean, it's safer. Like if you just hit them, like they're gonna get concussion easy. Like that's I've had one.
I'm trying to get people out the
I've
game.
had
Yeah, I have one also. That was a very weird moment in my life. That made me question some shit.
And that's what I was
Yeah.
going. I was
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
ask
up
you
there
guys
around
that
a couple
earlier.
times, too.
If you would let your sons or daughters play rugby.
It's just, I think it's the mentality of the person. Like my son is a fly kid.
Keep it
I don't really
brother.
see him.
Keep it short, brother.
I don't really see him doing too much. You know what I'm saying? He's a fly guy. I don't see that. Yeah.
I think I would let my son. I think football would be safer if they took the face mask off. If it was just like leather, I'm dead serious. Like if it was just like
Yeah, you're gonna be
back to
thinking
like
more
you
about
know,
your head.
you're not gonna go straight up at a person like that. You gotta not.
No.
It's
It's
not
actually
that dive.
better for you to hit a person head up that way. Case in point, if you Google it, when you put your head down, your spine is aligned.
And that's the thing, when you tackle in rugby, you're not supposed to put your head down. You're actually supposed to be looking.
But that's what I'm saying, to reference to the brother saying with face mask. In order to hit somebody the correct way, you need that. I was taught to put my face mask on the numbers. My head is up. You know what I'm saying? I'm able, my body's position where I can use the strength of my base to drive to that
That's
tackle.
good coaching.
Yes. Shout out to my big brother.
That's good coaching. I'm
Yes.
just saying.
Shout out to my big brother. He gave me that tool.
That's
All
got
right,
to
we're
be
gonna wrap up.
coaching.
We're gonna wrap up. All right. Marjay, anything you want to plug?
I got a question for you before we wrap up.
Okay, go for it.
What would you tell juniors and seniors in college now, based upon what you know now?
honestly would, like, whatever you desire, go after it. You have to seek it yourself. Do not wait for other people. Because there's a lot of times you're in college, like you're in high school, and there's, you know, all the opportunities are there, but if you don't seek it yourself, or the wrong people are helping you, and you're not seeking that information, you're just going to be put in a path that's completely destructive, and it's not going to be good for your life. So seek the information that you want for your life, do it, and don't stop. Don't be afraid to fail.
What would you tell them about traveling?
Do it. Travel. I've traveled. I didn't mention that, but I have traveled around the world, overseas, New Zealand, Tahiti, South Africa.
What parts of Africa have you been?
I went to South Africa and Cape Town.
Okay.
Yes. I played, every time I traveled, I played rugby. And that started in high school. So
So in other words, what you're saying is you want more brothers and sisters like yourself that's getting out of school to travel to more melanoid places in the world. Is that what you're saying now?
Yes, do that. Be diverse. Explore your options. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be comfortable. Please don't get comfortable. You will be happy when you actually go out and see what's out there in the world. That's it.
Very good answer.
I think it was Mark Twain who said traveling, seeing the world reduces racism and bigotry and hatred. You can't travel and see other places and still have this hate for these other people in your heart.
Mark Twain said that?
I believe so. Granted, he said nigga a lot in his books. but I get, he said it.
I get the theory of the concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Got
Yeah.
J-Rock, anything you want to plug before we close out? And he's drunk. Jay's great.
Yeah.
Good ass
I don't condone anything.
I would say any other topics, especially concerning the youth and people graduating and entering the next phase of their lives. I would love for people to send us their questions and their concerns about that. If there's something they want us to look into about that. I think that we should invest more in ourselves, and especially invest in our children. To see a greater return. I think, to me, investing in my children is better than the stock market. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't fail with that. Like, it's impossible for me to fail with that. And that's just my opinion. You know.
I like that.
I want to end with that.
Alright. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be back next week sometime around 8-ish. Streaming live from Periscope. Hey, like, comment, subscribe on the Facebook page, on the YouTube channel, on Twitter, Instagram. We're all over the place now. So follow us, talk to us, engage with us, let us know what you want that's different. Let us know what we can do better. All right, we love y'all. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Next week.
Break it on the ones and twos.
Y'all can hear me from here?
Oh yeah, yours is
Stays on.
Can you hear me?
Break it on right now. Stop by.